Hey guys, welcome to another YouTube video. Most men over 50 fail at fat loss for one reason. They go too hard too fast. They slash calories into the floor. They remove every carb from their diet. They start doing 2 hours of cardio a day. And for weeks the scale drops fast. Then reality hits. Energy crashes, strength disappears, hunger goes through the roof. And eventually they binge, quit, and gain the weight back. I know because I've lived it. I've gone from overweight, drinking heavily, and completely out of control to the leanest and strongest shape of my life in my late 50s. And what changed everything for me was understanding this. Fat loss is not about suffering harder. It's about building a system you can actually sustain. Most men are trying to lose 20 years of damage in 6 weeks, and that mindset is destroying them. You do not need a brutal diet. You do not need to punish yourself with endless cardio, and you definitely do not need another all or nothing transformation challenge. What you need is sustainable calorie deficit, strength training, realistic timelines, and consistency. And that's it. So rule number 1, don't go too aggressive. The biggest mistake I see men making is dropping calories way too low. They jump onto keto, super low carb, juice cleanses, 800 calorie diets, anything extreme because they want fast results. And yes, they can lose weight quickly, but most of that early weight is water and glycogen depletion. No one is losing 10 pounds of body fat in 48 hours. That's water weight. Then the rebound starts. The body fights back. Energy drops. Training performance collapses. Cravings increase. And eventually they binge because the plan was impossible to sustain in the real world. So the problem isn't motivation. The problem is the strategy. The goal should never be how fast can I lose weight? The real goal is how long can I stay consistent? Because consistency beats intensity every single time. Now what finally works is keeping your calorie deficit small enough that you can maintain it for months, not days. For example, if your maintenance calories are around 2,800 per day, maybe your fat loss ceiling becomes 2,400 or 2,600 calories. That's not starvation, that's control. That gives you enough fuel to train hard, recover properly, think clearly, sleep better, and actually live your life. And here's another thing most men get wrong. You do not need to remove carbohydrates. In fact, carbohydrates are one of the biggest reasons people can maintain training performance and consistency long term. You can still eat rice, potatoes, fruit, oats, wraps. The issue is not carbs. The issue is overeating calories consistently. When men start understanding calorie control instead of demonizing foods, everything changes psychologically. Now, alongside that small deficit, protein becomes critical. Protein preserves muscle while dieting. It improves recovery. It keeps you fuller for longer. It helps maintain your metabolism during fat loss. For larger men, I often recommend somewhere between 160 to 180 grams of protein daily. Then we adjust around your lifestyle preference. Because if the plan doesn't fit your real life, it won't last. Now let's talk about the biggest weapon for your fat loss after 50, strength training. Not endless cardio. Strength training is the foundation because your goal is not just to lose weight. Your goal is to preserve muscle while losing fat. Muscle is what gives you shape, strength, athleticism, metabolic health, confidence. And after 50, muscle loss accelerates if you do nothing. That's why your training should revolve around compound movements. Squats, deadlifts, rows, presses, push-ups, chin-ups, carries, movements that train the entire body and force adaptation. Most men don't need fancy workouts. They need progression. You should know exactly what you're lifting every session and aim to get stronger over time. That's progressive overload. Maybe today you do goblet squats with 20 kg. Months later it becomes 28 and for more reps. That progression matters. For most men, 3 to 4 quality sessions per week is enough to create incredible transformation, although I prefer shorter sessions over 6 to 7 days, especially when combined with consistency over 6 to 12 months. Now, cardio does have a place, but most men abuse it. They start doing massive amounts immediately because they think more sweat equals more fat loss. Wrong. Too much cardio combined with aggressive calorie deficits creates fatigue, muscle loss, and metabolic slowdown. Instead, start small and measurable, maybe 15 to 20 minutes a few times a week. Maybe 15-minute workouts after your normal workout. Maybe one 30-minute walk on an incline treadmill or on and off days. Simple. But then instead, start small and measurable. Maybe 15 to 20 minutes a few times a week. Maybe 15 minutes after workouts. Or maybe one 30-minute walk or incline session on an on and off day. Simple. Then only increase cardio if progress stalls. Cardio should support fat loss, not become the entire strategy. And this brings me to timelines. One of the biggest lies in the fitness industry is convincing people massive transformation can happen in 6 weeks. Can you make progress in 6 weeks? Absolutely. Can you sustainably lose 30, 40, 50 pounds in 6 weeks? No. Real transformation takes time. A proper fat loss phase for significant weight loss may be 25 to 30 weeks, followed by another 12 weeks stabilizing calories and rebuilding the metabolism. That's real life. I've seen clients lose over 50 kilos in about a year and maintain it because they didn't rush the process. That's the difference. Fast weight loss teaches desperation. Slow, sustainable fat loss teaches identity change, and identity change is the real goal. You don't want to become someone who is on a diet. You want to become the kind of man who trains regularly, eats with awareness, and takes care of himself automatically. That's the shift. And finally, accountability matters. Most men try to do this alone. But then, when they fall off for a weekend, they disappear completely. That's why having accountability changes everything. A coach, a training partner, a friend, somebody checking in on you. Because fat loss is rarely destroyed by one bad meal. It's destroyed by disappearing after one bad meal. So, make the environment easier. Don't keep binge foods in the house. Plan your training sessions. Know your calorie targets. Know your protein targets. Track progress honestly. And commit to a realistic time frame. Not 14 days. Not a miracle challenge. Think 12 weeks, 24 weeks, 1 year. Because the truth is, the body you want is built around repeatable behaviors. Not punishment, not starvation, not suffering. Simple, repeatable, sustainable. That's how men over 50 stop the decline and rebuild their body for the next 20 years. One kettlebell, one workout, one decision at a time. If you enjoyed this video and found some value in it, please give me a thumbs up. If you're interested in working with me, click the link below. If not, all good, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.